Shout out to the Rastas Reliable. You know who you are. So recently I was doing some volunteer work with the Chicago White Sox, a baseball team for those not aware. And while I was working, a life event came to mind. I do not know why it came to mind, it just did. And I figured I would share it. I'll share a minor story. It was an event where I was persecuted for what I thought was helping someone. The incident occurred in Albany Park, a northwest part of Chicago. It was during the times back in the day where I was donating plasma for drug development for people who cannot clot, among other uses. Upon the completion of the procedure and getting compensated, I visited a nearby store that most donators frequent. So I enter the store, and there are at least two people ahead of me. It was my turn to make a purchase, and as I approached the counter, I noticed some car keys on the counter. I immediately grabbed them and scream out to the person who just left and say,
"Your keys! Hey, your keys!"
The person stopped, grabbed them, and I walked away feeling like a good deed was done. Little did I know I was severely mistaken, because the true owner arrived shortly after I left the store, and I assumed that the store clerk informed them that I gave the keys to someone. And so the owner of the car keys called the cops, as they should have, because, it's their car keys that's missing. Somebody whom they didn't know had them, gave them to somebody else. I get it. The person I gave them to could have been working in cahoots with me. There's so many scenarios that the person probably was thinking of when they called the cops, and I understand totally. Shocked, I explained that I thought the keys were theirs, the person that I gave them to, and was attempting to help by returning the keys. And of course, that did not help me in any way. Now, even though the person who called the cops and the store owner, the store clerk, they may have understood the person whose vehicle's keys were missing were still SOL, considering the keys were in the hands of a less desirable individual whose honesty and integrity were clearly not intact. I spent a few hours at the police station down the street and was released shortly after. Best believed, as I sat in the station, waiting for them to let me go, I was like, ain't this some shh? Sometimes it's just best to mind your own damn business. Because even though the intentions were of good faith, I was the only one. I was the only one who paid an embarrassing price, essentially. All said, mind your emotions, intentions, and use logic when dealing with anyone within society. And that's the reality.